Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm setting the intention here that this be for the next 24 hours. I am labeling it August 31st because I'm posting it in time for the 31st where I am, but it might be a different date wherever you are in the world, or you might stumble upon this in a few weeks, a few months. So we're setting the intention for the next 24 hours. Happy birthday to the August 31st babies. Or happy birthday to you if you happen to stumble upon this video on your birthday sometime later. Message coming up here is Queen of Cups. Alrighty, my darlings. So, Queen of Cups is a very beautiful energy, a very beautiful card. And so this is a card that sometimes a lot of people are used to watching tarot for love and romance. So Queen of Cups gets typecast as like wifey, mother, marriage. And that can definitely be energy that some of you might be stepping into. You might be stepping into that kind of domestic, mom, wife kind of energy. Or you may be calling in the mother of your children, or a wifey. You may be manifesting that at this time. However, the Queen of Cups is very intuitive, and she's very much a giver, and she's very much a healer. And so sometimes this card comes up to remind us that we need to be filling our own cup. We might be doing way too much for other people, and we might need to just kind of take a break and focus on ourselves. The Queen of Cups is also a card that comes up for me in my readings when the message is that emotional self-care is crucial for you right now. A lot of people are manifesting things. The energies are very intense right now. And so as a result of the intense energies, a lot of things are shifting, a lot of things are moving, our hearts are opening up in preparation for receiving the things we've been praying for and manifesting. When the heart opens up, emotions come to the surface. And you may have some difficult memories or difficult feelings that might come to the surface. And you might have the universe throwing things in your line of sight that's making you remember certain things that you had buried or pushed down a long time ago. And sometimes this might happen at an inconvenient time. Like if you're sitting at work in your cubicle or at the counter or wherever you are at work, and a memory comes up, a heavy emotion comes up, or you're at the grocery store, or you're on the bus, or you're around your kids, or you're out in public, and you have a memory and an emotion come up, you might not be able to deal with it right then and there, but try to set aside time before the end of the day, before you go to sleep, to process that memory and to process that feeling. Let yourself have a good cry if you need to have a good cry. Maybe you want to scream into a pillow. Maybe you want to break stuff. If you have things that are already broken that you're not gonna miss, and you want to just kind of take it out back and take a baseball bat to it. But whatever you're doing, do it in a safe way. Make sure that you got your safety goggles on or whatever. But you may need to get some anger out. And after the emotions are let out, like after you write out those waves of emotion and get them out of your system, you have to have some emotional aftercare. So that can look like many different things. That could be making yourself a nice hot cup of tea, or having a bowl of soup, or cuddling up in a blanket and taking a nap. I've shared this in the past. One of my favorite aftercare things to do is I like to make a spiritual bath for myself with like sea salt and essential oils. And I like to blast the AC so that when I get out, it's nice and cold and I can like cuddle up and be warm in a blanket and like, be warm even though it's cold. I don't do it too often, but it's something about it is very soothing to me. I guess I kind of sometimes like cuddling up in the cold weather, and when it's not cold, I maybe try to create that for a couple of hours or for a little bit of time. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be something elaborate. You don't have to do it the way that I do it. It could be gardening, it could be hiking, it could be going swimming, it could be doing an art project, listening to music. playing an instrument, whatever it is that feeds your spirit and soothes your soul, you want to make time for that. Okay, it's really important that you make time for that, and that you build yourself up, you fill yourself up after you empty yourself with those heavy emotions or those heavy things that are coming to the surface. There was something else I was going to say, and I feel like now it's escaping me. Okay, I remembered it. Some of you are like, yes, girl, I have a lot of anger and I need to get this anger out. But I live in an apartment, or I have roommates, or like I don't have a space where I can yell, or I don't have a space where I can break things, but I have a lot of anger I want to get out. So I'm going to share something with you that I got from like this uh, therapy boot camp thing I went to when I was younger. It was a terrible experience. I won't say the name of the organization, but it was like done by an ex-military person. And so there was a lot of breaking down and building back up, and like they'd get in your face and they'd try to get you angry, they'd try to get you to fight them. It was not my cup of tea. But one thing I took away from it that was very helpful, I think is like a helpful exercise if you have a lot of anger and you're in a space where you can't release it, right? Like you don't have anywhere where you can go and yell and scream or break things. Um, they gave us something called a burn stick, and so it was like a beach towel rolled up really tight, like a beach towel rolled up really tight, down to like the width of a baseball bat, and then wrapped in duct tape really tight. So even though it was a towel, it was like very firm, like it wouldn't bend. It was wrapped real tight and it was taped real tight, so it didn't bend. It was very firm. And so they had us take the burn stick and just keep pounding the ground, like just nonstop, and just like yelling and screaming. And maybe you can't pound the ground, maybe you have neighbors beneath you, but you can maybe hit your bed, or like the couch or something. And if you feel like you want to scream, you can scream while you're doing that. But I thought that was a really great way of releasing aggression and releasing anger if you're like in a space where you want to break things but you can't. I'm not much of a breaker. Like I don't, I guess I handle my anger differently. So it was like kind of a weird thing for me, but I thought it was a really brilliant idea, and I thought that that can be very helpful to a lot of people. So you might want to try to do that. Walmart has beach towels for pretty inexpensive, and the season is changing. Now might be a good time to get some on clearance, or if you have one somewhere, just roll it up, and you can use that little, what we called burn sticks. That could be helpful for releasing and getting some anger out. But as you're releasing these emotions, make sure you're filling yourself up again. Make sure you're filling up your cup. You're comforting yourself. You're soothing yourself. If you say, Amethyst, I have no idea what to do. I don't know what is going to soothe me or fill up my cup. Well, then take a step back and ask yourself, if I had a best friend or my child or my romantic partner, and I saw them go through what I just went through, how might I try to make them feel better? And you might say, well, I give them a hug and there's nobody to hug me. Well, as I said, you can wrap yourself up in a blanket. That can feel like a hug until the real thing comes in. Be in water, right? That can be very soothing, very embracing. Or you might say, oh, I would make them a cup of tea, or I'd, make them a bowl of soup, or I would put on this movie. This movie would really cheer them up, or whatever, right? Like whatever you would do for that person, do it for yourself. I will say one thing: if some of you are going through like a tough time right now and you're feeling really discouraged, I haven't thought about this movie in a long time. I might actually stay up and watch it tonight. And it's not a chick flick, so my fellas, my dudes, my guys, my bros who are watching, you will really enjoy this movie. My ex-husband was like this macho East Coast bodybuilder dude, and he stole the movie from me. He stole the DVD when we were getting divorced and I was moving out. He went through my DVDs and he took like a few of the DVDs out of the cases, and that's one of the ones he nabbed. It's a really good movie. Um, it's called Cinderella Man, and it's based on a true story. I know it's like a weird title, but it's about a boxer during the Great Depression and all the things that he went through. It's a very inspiring story, and there's just a lot of things in there, like a lot of lines in there that still come up in my mind till this day that I find like really good life advice, or like really encouraging, or really like inspiring. So if you feel like you need something to encourage you because you feel like you're on the ropes, you feel like you're losing, I think it's a great movie to watch. So I'll put that out there if anybody's looking for recommendations. Or you can let me know in the comments what some of your feel good movies are. Different stages in my life, there's been different ones. Riding in Cars with Boys, Diary of a Angry Black Woman, or is it Mad? I don't know if it's Mad or Angry. That was like a really good movie that I would watch on repeat. Never Ending Story. It could be anything, just something that lifts your spirit or encourages you or soothes you. The Wedding Singer. Let us know in the comments, like, what are some of your feel good, movies, or what are some of your feel good books, or the things that, pick you up or lift your spirit. That can be helpful for people who are just looking to soothe and comfort themselves and fill up their cup. This is directly connected to you opening your heart to receive. So it's important not to ignore it, right? And to invest in yourself. So I thank you guys for watching. I thank you guys for receiving the message. Thank you for all of you who joined me on the live. I did not pick people if I answered a question for you the first time I was on. I wanted to be fair and try to get to new people. I tried to balance out the super chat people with the people who couldn't super chat and just wanted a message pulled. So I'm going to be doing it more frequently. I will be doing it. I'm going to try to do it once a week, but worst case scenario, bi-weekly. I will always announce ahead of time. And if I didn't get you this time, hopefully I'll get you next time. Excuse me. With everything else, I'm coming down with a cold. So be sure to look out for that, because I like interacting with you guys, and I like pulling messages, because I know times are hard right now. I know not everybody can afford a reading, even though I have readings starting at $20. I know there's been times in my life I didn't have 2 cents, let alone $20. So I will try to do more of the live free readings to get to those of you who really need a card just for you but can't get a reading right now. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Don't forget to check out your weekly forecasts if you haven't already. They're linked in the description of the video. Love readings are also linked in the description of the video. And you'll be seeing the weekly forecasts for next week popping up tomorrow and Thursday, or today and Thursday, I should say, because this is for Wednesday, the 31st. God willing, if I have internet service tomorrow. It's been kind of spotty lately, but as long as I have internet service tomorrow, I'm gonna get some rest, and I'm gonna churn out those weekly forecasts for you a little bit ahead of time. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous day ahead. We'll see you in tomorrow's message. Take care and be well, my dears.